Community College Bulldogs. I'm Glenn Beard. I'm sitting in for Jason Crowder. I'll provide your play-by-play tonight. Alongside, as always, is Jonathan Holmes. And Jonathan, coming into tonight's contest, the 13th ranked Lions of East Mississippi have gone on the road, and now they are the underdogs, for a lack of a better term, against the top-ranked and unbeaten Mississippi Gulf Coast Bulldogs.
Yeah, it's a huge game tonight. EMCC coming all the way down to Gulf Coast to take on this Bulldog team as the captains are set to walk out on the 50-yard line for the coin toss here in just a couple of moments. We're getting ready for football here in the state of Mississippi. But if you take a look at statistics overall, yardage-wise, both of these teams putting over 450 yards of total offense, 467 through this season for Mississippi Gulf Coast. Now, rushing the ball, 221, 246 through the air. So they're a balanced team. They're going to run the ball, and they're also going to be able to throw it well. For East Mississippi, 460 yards through the air, or actually 480 yards total offense, 164 on the ground, 316 through the air. Primarily, the arm of Connor Neville has been where they've gotten the most of their yardage. Last week, Glenn, Connor was a little bit off, but EMCC managed to hold on and get a win.
Absolutely. Both teams coming into tonight, playoff action. Totally different roads to get to this point. The Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College Bulldogs, they just simply beat everybody on their schedule, and that's why they're ranked #1 in the country right now in the NACJC. And East Mississippi, a whole lot different road, if you will, as they got in with a lot of help and a little bit of luck everywhere you could turn. As the final 2 weeks of the regular season, they had to have a lot of help. As we said earlier, the Lions found themselves in a four-way tie in the North Division. Northwest won the North Division in a tiebreaker. East Mississippi was the #2 seed based on the tie-breaking rules of this year. And Holmes and ICC found their way sitting out, the odd man out in that scenario. But a lot of things had to happen for that to even take place. For example, ICC had to upset Northwest, who was #2 in the country at the time they played. Holmes, who all they had to do was beat Mississippi Delta, a team that has struggled for the last couple of years, and this year was no different. And they couldn't do that. So those were two things that East Mississippi, if you were looking at it, Jonathan, you'd have thought there's no way we're going to make the playoffs and get in. But guess what? The MACJC, it's a league in which no games are given. As we saw Jones, who finished #2 in the South, get beat by Kahoma the first game of the season. I mean, it's a league in which any given night.
Yeah, over the time you've seen these teams really recruit well. It's not just one team standing out above everyone else. All the teams are competitive. East Mississippi wins the toss and elects to receive to open tonight's game. So some good news there. Coach Buddy Stevens will get to put his offense out on the field first, and we'll see how things go early on here in the ball game.
Absolutely. We're going to take a 3-minute timeout, come back, and we'll try to get the offensive and defensive starters announced before we get ready to kick things off. If we can't get that happen,
it's moving fast.
It is moving fast, but we're going to take a 3-minute timeout. We'll be back here at AL Memorial Stadium on the campus of Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College. You're listening to East Mississippi Football. Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College, where the 13th ranked Lions of East Mississippi will be taking the #1 ranked team in the country, the Mississippi Gulf Coast Bulldogs. Now for the starting lineups for the East Mississippi Lions. Number 16 at wide receiver, Miles Hobson. He's 6'1", 180-pound freshman from Madison Central High School. Number 14, Purvis Frazier, 6 foot, 190-pound sophomore out of Louisville High School. At left tackle, 77, Nick Jones. He's a 6'3", 275-pound freshman out of Byhalia High School. At left guard, number 75, Dayavi Hammond, 6'3", 350-pound freshman out of Lakeland, Florida. Center tonight for the Lions will be number 63, Ethan Anderson. He's 6', 290, a freshman out of St. Martin High School. At right guard will be number 58, Bailey Trusty. He's 6'3", 285-pound sophomore out of Grenada. At right guard, 74, Faquan Johnson, 6'4", 295-pound sophomore from Provine High School. At wide receiver, number 18, Austin Morphus. He's 6'2", 195 out of Pontotoc High School. At the other wide receiver, number 1, Jason Brownlee, 6'3", 190-pound sophomore from West Point High School. At quarterback tonight will be number 10, Connor Neville. He's 6'2", 210-pound sophomore from Beaverton, Oregon. And at running back will be number 34, Zias Perryman. He's 5'11", 225-pound freshman out of Laurel High School. On the defensive side of things, for the Lions will be number 96 at defensive end. He's Julius Coates, 6'7", 275-pound sophomore from Rockford, Illinois. At defensive tackle, number 91, Tradarius Carr, 6'2", 280-pound freshman out of Yazoo County. At nose guard, number 99, Austin Todd. He's 6'5", 310-pound freshman from Oak Grove. At the other defensive end, number 24, Terrence Cherry, 6'2", 250-pound sophomore from West Point. At Sam linebacker, number 42, E.J. Woods. He's 5'10", 205-pound sophomore from Natchez. At Mike linebacker, number 8, Jasper Williams, 6'2", 210-pound freshman out of Grenada High School. At will linebacker will be number 44, Deshaun Page. He's 6'3", 215-pound freshman out of Knoxville, Tennessee. And at cornerback, number 28, Kel Williams, 5'10", 180-pound freshman out of Starkville. At free safety will be number 21, Cavante Ruggs, 6'4", 210-pound sophomore from Montgomery, Alabama. At strong safety will be number 29, C.J. Harrell, 5'10", 205-pound sophomore from Oxford High School. And the other cornerback, number 6, Shavaki Harrington, 5'10", 185-pound sophomore from Natchez, Mississippi. Our specialist tonight will handle all the place kicking and punting and kicking off will be Josh Smith. He'll wear number 35, 5'11", 170-pound sophomore from Tupelo High School. And long snapper tonight will be number 39, Brett Hudson, 6'1", 215-pound sophomore from Ocean Springs. And Jonathan, that's our starting lineups for East Mississippi as we see Gulf Coast getting ready to kick it off to the Lions to start tonight's contest. We're ready for MACJC action, the semifinals, the playoff. Number 1 versus number 13 in the country matchup, the East Mississippi Lions and the Mississippi Gulf Coast Bulldogs.
Well, East Mississippi here with the black headgear, black pants, white jerseys, chrome numbers, so they could be difficult to see across the field. For the Bulldogs, they've got the blue jerseys, blue pants, the gray headgear or silver headgear as they kick it off.
High end-over-end kick will be fielded at the 15-yard line by the Lions. He'll take it and get across the 20 and power ahead 25 down to about the 22, or let's see, that's going to be the 26-yard line, maybe 27, depending on the left or right foot spot.
Nice return, giving the East Mississippi Lions a start at their own 27.5-yard line. They're moving from the right to the left, and Connor Neville will come out and bring his offensive unit onto the field, and we'll see if they'll continue that intermediate passing game or if they try to go deep. Looks like 101 coverage on the corners.
Balanced formation, 4 wide receivers, 2 on each side. Neville's going to take the snap, look to the right side. He has his man. That's Brownlee. He's going to make the catch at the 40 and immediately gets tackled at the 42. That'll be a gain of about 13 yards. Move the chains for the Lions on their first offensive possessions, and they're not going to waste any time immediately running to the line of scrimmage. They're going to move a wide receiver to the far side. It'll be 3 of them to the far side. Going to hand off to Perryman. No, Neville's going to keep it. He's going to power ahead across the 50 down to the 45, and it'll get tackled at about the 42. So another big gain by the Lions as they've moved the chains consecutively. And now we'll line back up before the chains get set. Clock will continue to roll. 4 wide receivers, 2 on each side. Neville in the shotgun has Perryman standing to his right. Neville takes a snap, going to look down the field. Now going to be flushed out of the pocket and throw one and hit the down box over on the far sideline, so it falls incomplete. 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, nice job. He had pretty good time at first, and then the pocket closed down, so we had to get rid of it, bringing up a 2nd down and 10 to go for East Mississippi. But nice pass on the slant just a few moments ago. They'll throw that quite a bit tonight.
4 wide receivers again for Neville. Going to bring a man in motion, but he doesn't come all the way across. Going to throw the out route on the far sideline. I think that's Brownlee as he's hit and goes out of bounds. Yeah, that's going to be Brownlee that makes the catch. He'll gain of about 6, maybe 7 yards. Will bring up 3rd down.
Neville not wasting much time. As soon as he gets the ball, he was throwing the route right before Brownlee was breaking out of the route there. So nice completion for 3rd down and about 6 to go for a 1st down.
4 wide receivers, 2 on each side. Neville takes a snap, looking to his right, now back to the left, finds a crossing. Brownlee across the middle, makes the catch, gets across to about the 30-yard line. It's where they're going to spot him. That's enough for the 1st down. Move the chains. Ball will be on the near hash, going from right to left. And it's a fresh set of downs. 13:32 on the clock and counting. We're knotted up at 0. First offensive possession for the Lions. 3 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. Going to hand it off to Perryman. Going to go off right tackle. He'll get across the 30-yard line to about the 29, maybe 28-yard line. Clock will continue to roll. It'll be 2nd down and about 9.
Perryman was hit pretty hard as soon as he crossed the line of scrimmage. Not much going on early in that run. The thing that Mississippi Gulf Coast does extremely well is stop the run.
3 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. Neville takes a snap, Perryman to his left, and Neville's going to be hit and dropped for a sack back at about the 40-yard line.
On the sack was number 13, the linebacker Mike Smith. He was rushing through. The quarterback didn't have time to do anything. He tried to set his feet, and Smith was right in his face and dropped him for a big loss. 3rd down at about 20.
So 3rd down and 20. Probably will be in 4-down territory, or maybe not. A game like this, if you're around the 40-yard line, you want to try to pin them inside the 10. But Neville's going to take the snap and hand the ball off to Perryman on a draw play. He goes across the 40 to about the 36, 37-yard line. So it'll be 4th down, and that's exactly what the Lions are going to do. They're going to bring out the punting unit. Josh Smith will come out to punt the football away. Brett Burton will snap it. He is a very talented long snapper from down here on the coast, Ocean Springs High School.
Smith has been very good at pinning the opposing team inside the 20, and that's what he's going to try to do here.
Good snap right there to Smith. He's going to angle it to the left side. It's going to hit about the 9-yard line, and that turf, it takes a Bulldog bounce into the end zone, so it'll be a touchback, and the Bulldogs will take over 1st down and 10 from the 20-yard line.
Well, we'll see offensively what Mississippi Gulf Coast tries to do. East Mississippi didn't surprise us any. They ran the same type plays that they've ran early all season long, so we'll see what Gulf Coast tries here, as they're very good at moving the ball both on the ground and through the air.
3 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near, has a running back standing to the left of which he's going to take the handoff and hand it to his running back. That's going to be Mormon, I believe, number 41. Going to have help with these numbers, but we will do the best we can. I think that was Oliver Mormon on the carry. Not going to waste any time. 4 wide receivers. Lovertich is the quarterback, and he pass complete at the 25 as he's going to be tackled. That pass was complete to number 9, of the Bulldogs. That's Perry Keys. He's a sophomore, 6'4", 487-pounder out of Taylorsville. He's going to bring up 3rd down and 4 from the 26. Ball on the near hash.
Jasper Williams over making the stop for the Lions.
2 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. Lovertich is the quarterback. Has a running back. I can't tell his number. He's got his jersey rolled up, as the style is these days, but he takes the handoff, takes a snap. That's number 8, and he hands it to Omni Wells, and he's immediately hit in the backfield by a host of Lions. And that will bring up 4th down and about 4 to go, so I would imagine that Gulf Coast will send their punting unit out to punt the football away.
Things are a little chippy down there as a host of Lions made the stop. There was some pushing and shoving, but no flags. 4th down and 3. And we'll see if EMCC can get any type of return out of this punt.
Zach Patterson will stand back at about the 36-yard line for the Lions, awaiting the punting. Whistle is blown as stoppage before the snap. That's going to be a false start against Gulf Coast, so that'll back them up 5 more yards. 9:41 to go here in the first quarter. We're knotted up at 0. Both teams offensively have punted to the other. Gulf Coast getting ready to punt theirs back to the Lions. Number 26, Caden Davis, is the punter for Gulf Coast. He's a freshman, 5'8", 150-pounder out of Pearl High School. Lions will await the ball from his foot. Good snap, and he puts a boot in it. High spiraling punt's going to drive the return man Patterson back. He makes the catch at the 28. Now he's going to find that far sideline. He's going to hit it to 40, 50. He's going right up the side. The 30, cuts it back to 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Lions!
Great return by Patterson. He caught the ball back around the 29-yard line, so it's going to be a 71-yard return. And, man, when he got to that sideline and turned on the burners, there was nobody going to stop him. And great job by EMCC. I thought there was going to be a block in the back, but the blocker held up and did a nice job, prevented that penalty, and so EMCC on the board first early in the game.
So Zach Patterson with about we'll call it a 73, 74-yard return. Josh Smith will add the extra point as it is good, and the Lions find themselves up 7-0, 9:14 to go here in the first quarter. Back with a kickoff in 30 seconds. You're listening to East Mississippi football on WFCA. Memorial Stadium here on the campus of Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College, as the East Mississippi Lions just took a punt back about, we'll call it 73 yards to the house. That was Zach Patterson. He's 5'10", 170-pound freshman out of Corinth High School. Puts the Lions up 7-0 after the Josh Smith extra point, and the Lions are ready to kick it off, and that's what they do. High end over end kick, fielded at the 10-yard line. Can't tell the return number there yet, but he's going to field it back to about the 35-yard line. So the Bulldogs will take over 1st down and 10 from the 35.
Yeah, nice return by Bracey. He's normally the wide receiver, and a lot of speed, a lot of agility there as well. Nice return of about 25 yards out to the 35. And that's where the Gulf Coast Bulldogs are going to have it with a 1st down and 10. Trailing 7-0 on EMCC's 73-yard punt return for a touchdown.
2 wide receivers to the near side. And they got a host of people in the backfield, a little bit different formation. They're going to swing it out to one of the running backs in the backfield. He's going to actually lose about a half a yard, or they're going to be generous and give it to the original line of scrimmage. So it'll be 2nd down and 10. A host of Lions were there on the play.
One thing that Gulf Coast is going to find out about this EMCC defensive lineup, these guys are fast. They move very fast sideline to sideline as we've got some late substitutions coming out for EMCC.
Lovertich is your quarterback. Four wide receivers, 2 on each side. He's going to swing it out to Wells to the right side, makes the catch at the 35, going to barrel ahead to the 40 where he meets about 3 or 4 defensive players from the Lions. They make the tackle at the 41. There on the tackle, I believe, was number 47 for the Lions. Jalen Cungis. He's 6'3", 215-pound freshman out of West Point High School. Not wasting any time. Gulf Coast, 3 wide receivers, far side, 1 to the near. Lovertich is going to keep it himself. He's going to get across the 45, now across midfield and go out of bounds on that far sideline. They're about the 48-yard line. They had him close in the backfield to a sack, but he was able to avoid the pressure and step up, and nobody was there. So he was able to run for the first down. It'll bring up 1st and 10 as he crosses midfield. Ball will be on the 47-yard line.
Bracey did a nice job as the wideout on the far side of the field, blocking for the quarterback who went out. And we have a timeout on the field.
Yeah, timeout on the field. Let's take it with them. 7:39. Lions lead 7-0 here in the first quarter. Back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Lion Football on WFCA. .5:17 counting on the clock. Lions lead 7-0, but Bulldogs are starting to march inside the red zone. They're close to the red zone. Three wide receivers, two to the far side, one to the near. Going to bring a man in motion from near to far. Levertich going to take the snap, throw one up. His pass is caught inside the 10 to about the 7-yard line. They fake the jailbreak screen to the left side and hit the streaking wide receiver up the seam, who faked the block on the cornerback and then just kept going up the seam. So it's first down and goal as the Bulldogs are inside the 10-yard line.
Yeah, nice reception that time as he was falling down. Quarterback threw it where only the receiver could catch it. He did. They're inside the 10.
Bunch trips receivers to the near side, one to the far. Levertich fakes the handoff, rolling back to his right. Now going to be flushed out of his pocket. Going to go to the left, but nothing going as he'll be tackled maybe for about a half-yard loss. We'll bring up second down and goal from the 9-yard line.
Good job by EMCC pursuing the quarterback. He was hemmed up in that pocket and then somehow got loose, and the Lions tackled him, but for a loss.
Levertich takes a snap, going to throw it to the inside receiver on the far side. Pass is caught at the 2-yard line. Will bring up third down for the Bulldogs. Ball on that far hash, going from left to right. Mass substitutions coming in for both teams. Both teams not going to the huddle. They're calling everything from the sideline, which limits the other one's opportunity to substitute fresh legs. Two wide receivers, one on each side. Looks like a tight end to the near side and a wing back to the far side. Levertich takes a snap, going to hand it off. I think that's going to be Bolton. He's in the mass of humanity, and I think he's going to finally bust through. That's number 5, Bolton, in on the touchdown. A 2-yard plunge, and that brings the Bulldogs within 1, pending the PAT.
I'm not sure how he got loose. It looked like EMCC got him around the 1, and he somehow squirted loose and into the end zone, so they'll draw a point away from tying this ball game up.
I think number 26, Caden Davis, will provide the extra point, and he does, and we're tied up 7 apiece. 3:29 to go in the first quarter. Back in 30 seconds with the kickoff. You're listening to EMCC Football on the EMCC Football Network. Coast Community College, where the Bulldogs just tied it up with the Lions 7 apiece here at 3:29 to go here in the first quarter. The Bulldogs are set to kick it off to the Lions. It'll be a high sky kick fielded at about the 20-yard line by the Lions, and they're going to immediately get to him there at the 25, maybe the 27-yard line. In on the return will be number 7. That's Zach Patterson. He has 1 touchdown on the day on special teams from a 73-yard punt return. That put the Lions on the board first here early in the first quarter.
Yeah, that was a kick coverage type kick on the near side, a sky kick taken by Patterson. Not much room for him to do anything at all. Gained a couple of yards on the return with the football at the 27-yard line. So Connor Neville will bring his offensive unit back out, and we'll see how things are called for EMCC.
Ball is on the near hash, 4 wide receivers, 2 on each side. Morphus will go in motion to the far side. They'll immediately throw it to him on the bubble screen, and he's going to be hit and dropped for about a 3-yard loss.
There was one guy out there, he was blocked down to the ground, and Morphus caught it and turned upfield, and the guy on the ground grabbed him by the ankle and dropped him.
Actually, I stand corrected. That's Purvis Frazier, the receiver that caught the football. It went in motion. It's hard to see those chrome numbers with those white jerseys, but we'll do our best. 4 wide receivers, 2 on each side. Neville takes a snap, has a man, he makes a catch. That's Morphus. He makes it at the 50, gets across the 50 down to the 45-yard line. So that will move the chains for the Lion. Not a very good spot, if you ask me, as they back it up to about the 47-yard line. He got all the way in between
he certainly
the 45 and the 46. but still it's a first down. 3 wide receivers go to the far side, 1 to the near. Neville will be in the shotgun. Ball is on the near hash. Neville takes a snap, going to hand it off. That may be Keon Moore as he barrels ahead across the 40, inside the 40, down to the 36-yard line. Move the chains again. I think they're going to back it up to the 37. I guess I need to minus 1 yard everywhere I see. I think he's down.
Well, the Lions have been guilty of getting some good spots all season long.
4 wide receivers, 2 on each side. Neville in the shotgun, has Moore standing to his left. Going to hand it to him. He's going to power ahead behind that mass of humanity and get to the 35-yard line. We'll bring up second down, and we'll call it 8. 1:45 and counting on the clock. 7-7 is your score. Lions have the football in Bulldog territory. 4 wide receivers, 2 on each side. Ball near hash. Neville in the shotgun, fakes the handoff, looks to his right. Pass thrown on the slant. Flags are going to fly. I can't tell if he caught it. He must have dropped it, but flags fly in there as contact was made, and I'm assuming, and I know you should never assume, Jonathan, but I think it's going to be pass interference.
Yeah, it looks like it is going to be pass interference as one of the Bulldogs was draped over the shoulder of the intended receiver.
And pass interference is what they call, so it moves the chains. First down and 10 for the Lions. They're going to spot it at the 27-yard line. 4 wide receivers for the Lions. Ball in between the hashes. Man comes across but gets back in time. Neville's going to throw one up towards the end zone. He has his man, but just out of reach. And it falls incomplete. We'll bring up second down and 10 from the 27.
That's been a favorite throw of the quarterback all season long with Brownlee on that far side of the field. Brownlee generally has a couple inches on the defensive back, and he had a step there, but the ball was thrown out of bounds.
1:11 on the clock. Tied up at 7 is where we are. 4 wide receivers, 2 on each side. Neville takes a snap, throws it to Morphus, I believe, on the crossing pattern at the 25-yard line. The pass is caught, so a gain of about 2 yards. We'll bring it third down for the Lions. We'll call it 3rd and 8, ball on the 24.
Critical third down here for EMCC. They're looking over to get the play call.
They're going to stay with a balanced formation. 4 wide receivers, 2 on each side. Keon Moore stands to the right of Neville. Neville raises his leg. They hike the football. He looks to his left. He has his man, makes the catch at the 20. That's going to be number 14. That's Purvis Frazier. He'll have the catch. 34 seconds, but he goes out of bounds. Let's see where they spot it. It'll be 4th down, just shy of the 20-yard line. I think it's going to be about the 21-yard line.
Looks like it's going to be about 4th down and 5 as EMCC looks to go for this.
Clock is going to continue to roll, and I think Buddy Stevens is going to let the clock play out.
I think that's a very smart move.
So at the end of the first quarter of play, we'll be tied up 7 apiece here at Mississippi Gulf Coast as the number 13 Lions are on the road taking on the number 1 team in the country, the Mississippi Community College Bulldogs, here in the MACJC playoff game. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Lion Football on the EMCC Football Network. Memorial Stadium here on the campus of Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College. George Segal Field, Jonathan, as the Lions are bringing up a 4th down and 5 from the 21-yard line. They've switched ends of the football field. They're going from left to right. Ball will be on the far hash, and it looks like they're going to bring out the kicking unit. Josh Smith will come out to try the 38-yard field goal for the Lions. Rhett Burton will snap. The holder will be Cameron Brown. The snap is back. The hold looks like he missed the bobbled the snap there and couldn't get it down.
Yeah, the snap was a little bit low off that front knee of the holder, and he was not able to get the ball down. So East Mississippi has squandered an opportunity, and Gulf Coast will come out with a first down and 10 with a football at their own 28-yard line.
So missed opportunity on points right there as they were well in range of Josh Smith. We've seen it all year long. He's got the range from 38 easily. Now the Bulldogs take over on downs. 4 wide receivers, actually 3 wide receivers, 2 to the near, 1 to the far. Levertich is going to heave one down. He's got one. Man, it's caught. He dives at the 30, makes the diving catch and falls down inside the 25-yard line as they go for the home run ball, and it's caught at the 25, and that flips the field rather quickly.
Yeah, he had him right in stride. What a beautiful pass down deep across the middle of the field down to the EMCC 25.
Levertich is not going to waste any time. He's going to snap it and looks back to his left again. Cornerback for the Lions fell down, but the wide receiver was able to make the catch, a sliding catch there at the 11-yard line. So the Bulldogs not wasting any time getting inside the red zone. It'll be first down and 10 from the 11.
Chris Mathis, the intended receiver.
3 wide receivers, 2 to the far side, 1 to the near. Levertich is going to take the snap, hand it to his running back. I think that's going to be Bolton, and he's going to be forced out of bounds on the near sideline, maybe lose a yard.
Nice job by Hervey and the Lions stretching that all the way down to the sidelines. Going to lose a couple, and second down and 12.
So second down and 12 for the Lions. As Jonathan said, the ball is on about the 12-yard line. According to the scoreboard, it's actually on the 14. Levertich is going to throw one towards the end zone. Penalty flag comes in very late.
Yeah, way late. The wide receiver lobbied for that one for several seconds before side judge comes in and throws that one down to around the 3-yard line.
Very late. It looked as if he was watching the result of the play before he threw the flag, and he saw it was incomplete and then decided to throw it. And the crowd is booing. I'm not sure what. They must have waved the flag
Yeah,
off.
I believe they did wave the flag off.
Well, I'm glad the referees were able to huddle and talk about it and make the right decision. So third down coming up for the Bulldogs. The ball is on about the 13-yard line. Levertich takes a snap, going to throw to his right side. He has a man there at the 5-yard line, and he's tackled out of bounds there at about the 5. And that's going to be, I think it was, I can't tell the number.
Going to bring up fourth down and 5 now, Glenn, so we'll see if Gulf Coast will attempt the field goal, or will they go for it?
Looks like they're going to send the field goal unit out onto the field. Long snapper Solomon Landrum from Summerall. He's 5'11", 230-pound freshman. Kicker will be Caden Davis, and this will be a 23-yard attempt. The kick is up and good. The Bulldogs take a 10-7 lead with 13:04 to go here in the first half. Back in 30 seconds with a kick. You're listening to EMCC Football Network. The Bulldogs just took a 10-7 lead, 13:04 to go here in the first half of play. The Bulldogs ready to kick it off. Back deep to receive for the Lions will be Zach Patterson and maybe Shamaki Harrington. I can't tell the number, but I think so. Patterson looks like he'll catch it at about the 5-yard line. He's going to take it up that left sideline. He's going to be clipped at about the 21 and fall down to about the 25.
Good return, getting the ball out in nice territory for EMCC. Now remember, it is 10-0 or 10-7 by the Bulldogs leading the Lions, but EMCC had an opportunity to kick a field goal just a little while ago and failed on that opportunity. So the Bulldogs were able to march it right down the field and put their 3 on the board.
We have some first quarter stats. First downs, EMCC 6.
Fumble.
Gulf Coast 3, and there's a fumble on the play. And of course, if you blink here in Mississippi JUCO action, you will miss something right there. Second down and 13 coming up for the Lions. Ball will be on that far hash. So the Lions have to avoid those negative plays, whether it be a botched snap on a extra point field goal or just a snap to the quarterback. Neville's going to set up the screen. He overshoots his intended running back. That's going to be Perryman, so it falls incomplete. We'll bring up third down before you can even blink.
Yeah, he had a rusher coming from this left end. Perryman saw that, brushed the rusher, and then went out for the pass. Quarterback saw him, threw it just over the outstretched hands for an incomplete pass. It's third down and 13. This is a big third down. You don't want to continue to give Gulf Coast the ball.
4 wide receivers, 2 on each side. Neville's going to throw one up, going to go deep. He throws it into double coverage for Brownlee, and it falls incomplete. Actually, that's triple coverage. You're counting blue jerseys, and it falls incomplete, and Josh Smith is going to have to come out and try to flip the field for the Lions.
Yeah, that was Hester leading the way for one of the defensive backs on the near side. He was able to get up there and swat the ball free, and brings up fourth down. EMCC is going to have to kick it away with a fourth down and 13.
So fourth down and 13. Josh Smith will punt the football. The ball is on the 21-yard line. Good snap right there, and he puts a foot in it. It's going to be a high spiral, or a low spiral, actually. It's going to be dropped at about the 37, but the Bulldog returner picks it up. That's number 4, Hester, and he gets across the 45 down to about the 49.
Big defensive opportunity here for EMCC with 11:59 to go here in the second quarter. You don't want to fall behind 13 or 17-7. You want to try to get a turnover. You want to try to get a quick 4 and out. You want the ball back for your offense.
2 wide receivers for the Bulldogs, 1 on each side. Lovertich will be in the shotgun, takes a snap, going to hand it off to his running back, goes up the middle on the inside zone play, picks up of about 4 yards. We'll bring up second down and 6. Ball gets across midfield to about the 47-yard line. It'll be second down and 6. Clock counting 11:37, 10-7 Bulldog lead. 2 wide receivers again. Lovertich going to hand the football off to his running back, goes off right side, and he's going to pick up about 1.5 yards. We'll bring up third down for the Bulldogs.
Good job by EMCC. The linebackers shooting those gaps in there, making the stop. Big third down here, third and about 3 or 4. So we'll see what kind of play that Gulf Coast calls, and we'll see if EMCC can answer.
4 wide receivers, 2 on each side. Lovertich in the shotgun, has his running back, flips him to the left side. Now he's going to throw it to him on a swing route out of the backfield. He makes the catch. He's going to get forward progress to about the 41. And it'll be fourth down for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it looked like the Gulf Coast punt team tried to come out on the field. Coach called them back off.
And it looks like they're going to make them all stand back and take a long look at it. Got a very generous spot from this side, Judge, over here. He was pointing first down where the The rest of them were backing them up, and I think they're going to take an official measurement.
Yeah, I don't think he was anywhere near that 41-yard line.
So they're going to bring the chains out and test the elasticity of that chain. 10:40 to go here in the first half. The Lions trail 10-7. They missed a 38-yard field goal attempt. I say they missed it. Ball never got to be kicked as the hold.
Looks like they're about 6 inches short, Glenn.
Yeah, so it's going to bring up 4th down and less than a yard. And Gulf Coast will not waste any time. They're going to go for it. So a big play right here for the Lion defense here in the second quarter. 2 wide receivers, 1 on each side. Lovertich in the shotgun. Has Bolton standing behind him in the pistol. We'll call the pistol as the shotgun with the running back directly behind the quarterback. Lovertich hands it to Bolton in the backfield. He's hit in the backfield. It's going to be dangerously close. The Lions are running around. That's right. The Lions are running around like they got it, but you got to remember,
it depends.
The Stripes have to spot it.
Yeah, it depends on who the official on the near side who gave the generous spot a few moments ago also gives the generous spot again, but they'll come out and measure one more time.
EMCC has their offense on the field. They're not wasting any time. The defense ran off the field, and now they're going to measure it again. EMCC is very confident. Now, Gulf Coast, they have their offense still on the field, so this could be problematic for one team. 10:19 to go here in the second quarter. They're going to stretch that.
He didn't make it. No.
That chain, and he's short. EMCC holds.
Good job by the EMCC defensive front making that stop. Turnover on downs, and now a big opportunity for the Lions. It would be great if they could get down here and get some points.
So a big turnover on downs, a big stand defensively by East Mississippi. So they'll have the football on the 41-yard line. 4 wide receivers, 2 on each side. Connor Neville will be in the shotgun. I think that's going to be Keon Moore standing to his left. Ball is on the near hash, going from left to right. Neville takes a snap, looks to his right, now back to his left, checks down, fakes the throw. Now going to come around. He has Brownlee streaking across the side, makes the catch across the 35 down to the 32-yard line. So a good job by Neville extending the play with his feet as he rolled to his right, and then he pulls up and finds Brownlee on the old scramble drill.
Nice job by the wide receivers giving the quarterback a good target down the field, so it'll be first down with the ball at the 33-yard line.
4 wide receivers again for the Lions, 2 on each side. Neville in the shotgun, has Moore to his right, takes a snap, looks back to his right, now going to check it down to Moore. And Jonathan, he had a big play right there if he just hits Moore in the numbers.
Yeah, all season long he's had a difficulty on that pass across the middle. That little crossing pass he's thrown it too hard most of the time. I was watching the offensive line. They had a free blitzer coming in, and offensive lineman went down to the ground and made a beautiful block to keep that blitzer from having any kind of impact on the play.
4 wide receivers again, 2 on each side. Neville takes the shotgun snap. Going to look to his right, now back to his left. He has his man, he intercepted. Pass is caught by Navante Strong. He's going to hit that far sideline, gets across midfield, and he goes out of bounds over at the 45. And Connor Neville, I think he sent a telegraph to that pass as he looked directly where he was going to throw from the snap.
Yeah.
Made it pretty easily for Strong to be able to step in front of it. And that kills an outstanding drive that the Lion offense had going. 9:31 to go in this first half of play. The Bulldogs just intercepted the Connor Neville pass and returned it back across midfield. They're going to spot it back at the 49. It'll be first down and 10 for the Bulldogs. 10-7 Bulldog lead.
Yeah, Neville just looked the receiver down, as you mentioned, threw it right into the hands of the defender who had stepped in front of the receiver, and a big interception for Gulf Coast.
3 wide receivers, 2 on the near side, 1 to the far. Levertich takes a snap, now he's going to run it across midfield, sticks his foot in the ground at the 45, cuts back towards the middle of the field. Not getting much there as he'll be hit at the 41 and dropped, but a big 8-yard gain for the Bulldogs. It'll bring up 2nd down and short.
Conversation between the quarterback and the young man who tackled him. Of course, it's hard to see the EMCC numbers, especially on the far side of the field, but an 8-yard pickup for Gulf Coast.
Four wide receivers. They're going to hand it off to Bolton. Actually, that's going to be number 8. That's Wells. He's going to have enough for the 1st down as he goes off right tackle. I'll spot him just shy of the 35. We'll call it the 36. Ball will be on that far hash, going from right to left. 8:51 counting on the clock. 10-7 Bulldog lead. 3 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. Levertich in the shotgun. He's going to flip Wells over to his left and hand it to him as he comes across in front of him on that stretch play, but the Lion defense turns him back there at the 35, so just a gain of 1 yard on that carry.
You see the speed of the EMCC defensive backfield, able to come over and stretch that play out, not giving him much at all with a 2nd down and about 7.
We had him only gaining a yard. They give him 3.
Yeah.
2nd down and 7 now. 3 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. Gonna hand it to Wells, going off right tackle. Gets inside the 30, down to about the 29. We'll bring up 3rd down as the clock counts inside 8 minutes. Ball will be spotted on that far hash. Fred Hervey was on the tackle there for the Lions. 3rd down and 3. Ball on the 29. 3 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. Wells stands to the right of Levertich. Levertich is going to take the snap, finds his wide receiver, who catches it and immediately sits down. That's Hester.
Yeah, Hester was open right in the center of the field. A little drag route across the middle, a little crossing route rather, at the 20-yard line. Quarterback threw it just a little bit behind him. His feet slipped out from under him, but enough for a 1st down.
They're going to stay with that formation. 3 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. Levertich takes a snap, going to swing one out wide for the intended running back. That was Wells, just out of his reach. It'll fall incomplete. Stops the clock at 7:19. Bulldogs still lead 10-7, but they're knocking on the door of the red zone as the ball is spotted on the 21-yard line.
There's probably not a bad incompletion there, as EMCC's defensive backfield and linebackers were closing very, very fast.
2 wide receivers come to the near side. Levertich is going to have a host of running backs in that backfield. It looks like Wells and Bolton, and then they got a right halfback on the right side of the formation. Going to hand it off to Wells. Penalty flags are going to rein in. Maybe a legal formation, I'm not sure, or a false start could go against the Bulldogs.
Looks like the official on the near side was pointing toward the Bulldogs as he was walking toward the middle of the field.
Yeah, illegal formation. Too many players in the backfield, not enough men on the line of scrimmage. When you start getting cute with the formation, 3 or 4 different people in the backfield with the quarterback, somebody has got to make sure they're on the line of scrimmage if they're standing out wide at the wide receiver, and that's usually what happens. Didn't quite get close enough to be considered on the line of scrimmage.
Their tackles also will line up back in the a step back from the guard, and you'll see that from this tackle on this near side.
I guess the penalty was declined, so it'll be 3rd down and 8. So you take the loss of down and the result of the play. 3 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. It's 3rd down and 8. Ball on the 19. Levertich in the shotgun. Has Bolton in the pistol. Now going to bring him to the right side. Actually, that's going to be Wells. Levertich going to take the snap and throw one to the left side on the hitch route, or out route rather, at the 10-yard line. It's caught. Good coverage right there by the Lions. I think that was number 22, Alex Stallings.
Big number 74, the tackle, lines up on the left side for Gulf Coast, is in the backfield on every single play. He is way back there trying to position himself for that rush that's coming from the defensive end.
They go with tight bunch trips to the far side. We're going to hand it off to the running back. That's going to be Wells. Goes off left tackle. He gets inside the 10 to about the 6-yard line. Clock will continue to roll. 6:20 and counting. Bulldogs lead 10-7. But they're inside the 10 at the 6. It's second down and goal from the 6 for the Bulldogs. 2 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. Lovetich in the shotgun has Wells standing to his right. Now going to throw one out of the back of the end zone. Falls incomplete. Stops the clock with 6 minutes. Third down and goal from the 6.
To this point, it's been a pretty fast first half. Lots of running from both teams. 10-7. The Bulldogs leading the Lions here with 6 minutes to go before halftime, and substitutions for Gulf Coast.
2 wide receivers to the near side, bunched together. 2 wide receivers to the far side, and they're split far apart. Wells goes to the left, and Lovertich going to throw one up towards the end zone. It's going to hit the EMCC player in the back of the head, but the penalty flags are going to rain down. Now they're going to call pass interference in the end zone against the Lions. That'll give them a fresh set of downs. It'll be first down for the Bulldogs. So that will automatically spot the football on the 2-yard line as the infraction occurred in the end zone. So
and mass substitutions for EMCC.
5:55 remaining in this first half. Bulldogs have the football. 3 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. Lovertich takes the snap, going to fake the handoff, keep it himself. He's going to try to turn it upfield, but he's going to be hit and dropped there at the original line of scrimmage, maybe lose a yard. We'll bring up second down and goal from the 3. Clock will continue to roll. Gulf Coast is going to bring in a couple of extra tight ends, I believe it looks like, 47 and 35.
It gets more difficult to
actually 41 and 35, so a fullback and a tight end.
To score from inside the 5 because the defense, they don't have much to cover.
Going to hand it off to Wells. Wells going off right tackle, gets behind the mass of humanity, but he's going to be hit and dropped. He maybe gained a yard, and it's going to bring up a big third down.
Nice crowd here at the game, both home and away, as folks from EMCC made the long trip down to Gulf Coast to watch their mighty Lions play today.
2 wide receivers, 1 on each side. Lovertich in the shotgun, has Wells behind him, going to bring a man in motion all the way across the formation and throw it to him, and he drops it. He was wide open. That was number 16, Chris Mathis. They bring him in motion across the formation and was just going to throw it to him on the bubble as man coverage was the defensive call, and the cornerback followed him all the way across, so they just wanted to throw it. They had the mismatch, and Mathis just dropped it, so it's 4th down for the Bulldogs, and they're going to bring out the field goal unit again. This time it will be a 19-yard field goal attempt. It's blocked. The Lions block it, and they're going to scoop it up and fall on it about the 14-yard line. So the defense comes up huge right there.
What a big play by EMCC. They had the rush on the near side, and that was one of those kicks where it was going to be very difficult because of the position of the ball on the near hash mark. So good job by EMCC. Great call on the rush, and the Lions will have it with 4:25 to go in the first half.
So 4:25 is a lot of time, especially with this EMCC offense. But Jonathan, it's one of those where you need to get back in the field goal range at least and get points and try to tie it up before the half, because the Bulldogs offense could be problematic. And there Neville finds Brownlee on the out route at the 25-yard line. That will move the chains, and I think he went out of bounds.
Yeah, the defender.
The clock doesn't stop. It's continuing to roll. 4:10 and counting.
Jones, the defender, fell down, and it was a nice completion to Brownlee right in front of him.
4 wide receivers, 2 on each side. Neville's going to hand it off to Moore, going off left tackle. He's going to get turned around there at about the 25, maybe giving forward progress to the 26. Original line of scrimmage, maybe a half a yard. So 2nd down and 9 coming up. Clock's going to continue to roll. 3:45. Bulldogs lead 10-7, but the Lions have the football going from left to right. 4 wide receivers, 2 on each side. Ball in between the hashes. Neville stands in the shotgun. Has, I think that's Perryman to his left. Now it's Moore, and now Neville's going to be flushed out of the pocket and sacked. He's got to have that internal clock, and it's got to go off.
Yeah, you have to be expecting that, especially when they're bringing a rusher from both ends. And too many rushers for the offensive line to pick up, so you know you've got problems there. 3rd down and 11 to go, so big 3rd down for EMCC.
4 wide receivers, 2 on each side. Balanced formation. Moore stands to the left of Neville. He's going to walk up to the line of scrimmage. It's 3rd down and 11, 2:50 on the clock. Ball on the near hash. Neville takes a snap, going to look to his right. Has his man Brownlee, makes the catch at the 45, spun around at the 49. That'll move the chains. That's a big 3rd down conversion here right before the half.
Brownlee is so good at catching the ball in traffic, too. He caught it right in front of the defender. Was spun down right inside the 50. I thought he made it across the 50, but he's marked down at the EMCC 49.
4 wide receivers, 2 on each side. Neville in the shotgun. Takes a snap, looks to his right. Has his man, but in and out of the hands of number 18, that's Austin Morphus. The out route right there at the 45-yard line. He could have caught that and ran out of bounds, stopped the clock. Would have been a gain of 5 or 6.
Morphus don't drop too many when he's got an opportunity with no defenders around him.
Going to stay with a balanced formation, 4 wide receivers, 2 on each side. Ball on the near hash. Neville in the shotgun, takes a snap, looks to his right. Going to throw a fastball into Brownlee, and Brownlee makes the catch there at the 45. We'll bring up 3rd down and about 4. And this is one where the Lions got to make sure they get a 1st down. It's 4-down territory, considering the clock is inside 2 minutes and counting. 3 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. Neville has his running back standing to his right. They bring pressure, going to find, he has his man, that's Morphus, actually that's Frazier. Makes the catch and goes out of bounds at the 37-yard line. That's Austin Morphus on the catch on the crossing route across the middle. That was a big 1st down. Move the chains for the Lions. 1:34, the clock is stopped. 3 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. Moore stands to the left of Neville. He'll be in the shotgun. Takes a snap, going to hand it to Moore, going up the middle. Gets across the 35, forward progress to the 33.
Minute 22, clock is running. EMCC with 2 timeouts remaining.
2nd down and 6. They're going to balance the formation up again, it looks like, and go 4 wide, 2 on each side. Perryman's going to check into the ball game. He'll stand to the right of Neville. Neville's going to take the snap, look to his left, now back to his right, roll to his right. Finds, actually he's going to throw another interception. Trying to find Perryman, instead of throwing it away and living for the next down, tries to force the issue and gift wraps another interception to the Bulldog defense.
Yeah, that was into the hands of number 8, Strong, the linebacker. He had just dropped back and stepped in front of the intended receiver and made a nice interception. There were a couple of more defenders around as well, so threw it into triple coverage.
And that's one he's got to realize, hey, let's just throw it out of bounds and come back and live for the next play. Bulldogs are going to have the football, hand it off to his running back. I think that's going to be House, who goes off left tackle. He'll pick up about 7 yards. We'll bring up 3rd and 7. Clock will roll, 43 seconds and counting.
The Bulldogs have 3 timeouts if they choose.
35 seconds counting. 3 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. Lovertich will be in the shotgun. Penalty flags are going to fly.
64 and offense. 5-0 penalty. He said again.
He called the number, but he did not call what the penalty was.
Illegal snap was what he said.
Okay.
But I'm not sure what he did.
Please reset the clock. 18 seconds. It'll start on the line.
So they're going to take the game clock down to 18 seconds. So it'll be 2nd down and 9 for the Bulldogs. They're going to go 2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. Lovertich in the shotgun, going to hand it to Wells, and he'll go off left tackle. Bring up 3rd down, and Gulf Coast is going to take a 10-7 lead into the halftime. Jonathan, we'll keep it here and wrap up the first half. Your thoughts on the first half of play as the Lions trail 10-7?
I thought the speed of EMCC's defense in stopping the run with Gulf Coast in the first half was good. Gulf Coast averaging 221 yards on the ground per game throughout the season, and EMCC has held them to well under that. The big mistakes, the 2 interceptions from Austin Neville, both with the EMCC in scoring position. So those things have got to turn around, and I'm sure the coaches will be talking about that at halftime.
Speaking of halftime, that's where we are. The Lions trail 10-7 here at Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College. We'll be back in 3 minutes. You're listening to Lion Football on the EMCC Football Network. A.L. Mace Memorial Stadium here on the campus of Gulf Coast Community College. The East Mississippi Lions trail 10 Mississippi Gulf Coast Bulldogs here in the semifinal game as Josh Smith is ready to kick it off. A high end-over-end kick will be fielded at the 3-yard line by the Bulldogs. They're going to bring it out across the 20-yard line, find the seam on the left side, across the 30, 35, down to the 40. Penalty flags fly in back at the 21-yard line. And that may be a block in the back against the Bulldogs. That should bring them back, and that will probably be a spot foul from the 20-yard line.
Yeah, he ran right by right by that block.
Number 40 of the return team. They're half the distance. First down.
So a half the distance to the goal from the 20-yard line.
The official couldn't help but see it because on the return, I mean, he ran shoulder to shoulder with a guy that blocked from the back, and then was able to cut outside and made a really nice return. But so often there's a penalty. The ball's going to start back at the 10-yard line, so the Bulldogs about 90 yards from pay dirt.
3 wide receivers, 2 to the far side, 1 to the near. Going to hand the football off to DeAndre House. House is going to stretch it out to that far side. Gets across the 10-yard line down to about the 15. Depends on where they spot it.
Coates with a really nice job of running that down from behind. It really shows the speed of that young man to be able to do that.
4 wide receivers, 2 on each side as Levertich will be in the shotgun, brings a man in motion across the formation, takes a snap, going to throw it on the slant route in the middle of the field. Pass is caught and tackle made there at the 36 or 37. And that'll move the chains for the Bulldogs. Ball will be spotted on the 38-yard line, near hash, going from right to left. Bulldogs not wasting any time getting loose from the halftime. 4 wide receivers, 2 on each side. Levertich in the shotgun. Has his running back behind him. Now going to shift him to the left side and throw it to him out of the backfield on that left side. That's House. He makes the catch. He gets across the 40 down to the 43-yard line. Fred Hervey there on the tackle.
The thing that the Gulf Coast quarterback is doing that our quarterback is not, Glenn, is he's getting rid of the ball very quickly. Neville is holding on to the ball just a half second too long, but this Gulf Coast quarterback throwing on timing and doing a really nice job getting rid of the ball quickly.
4 wide receivers, 2 on each side. Going to bring a man in motion across the formation and hand it to the fullback going off left tackle. That's number 5, Austin Bolton, 5'9", 196-pound running back from Gulf Coast. He's going to be dangerously close to the first down. 13 minutes counting on the clock. 10-7 Bulldog lead. Now the Bulldogs, they're going to move the chains now late. It'll be first down and 10 from the 48-yard line. 3 wide receivers to the far side. Levertich takes a snap, finds his man at the 40-yard line, makes the catch, still on his feet at the 35, now at the 30. Powering around to the 25-yard line before he goes out of bounds. That's Marquise Bridges on the reception. He's out of Petal High School.
The offensive play calling for Gulf Coast has the EMCC defenders a little discombobulated. They're going to try to make some substitutions here and figure out what's going on.
Well, Levertich has just got too much time. They're going to have to get him. He can't allow him to sit in there in the pocket all day long, and they're going to shift over to 3 wide receivers to the far side. Now going to hand it off to number 5. That's Bolton. And he is going to get inside the 25 down to about the 23. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 5 for the Bulldogs. Ball will be on the near hash, going from right to left. 3 wide receivers line up on that far side. 1 to the near. Levertich in the shotgun. Going to shift Bolton to his left. Takes a snap, looks to his right, has his man. That's number 9. That's Keys. Keys is going to make the catch inside the 15 down to the 14. You'll see on your roster there, Jonathan, the Bulldogs have multiple repeat numbers So it makes it pretty difficult. There's 2 2s, 2 4s, 2 7s, 2 8s, 2 9s. But we're going to separate it all out. As pass is intended for a receiver in the end zone. It falls incomplete. I think that's Shavaki Harrington there on the defense for the Lions. It brings up 2nd down and 10, 11-20. Clock stops. Bulldog lead 10-7.
It's hard when you're a defender not to hook that waist when you're coming around with that offhand trying to swat the ball away, but a nice job by Harrington that time avoiding the penalty.
Lovertich going to take the snap. We're going to bring pressure and avoid it, and he hits his man on the crossing route at the 10. Missed tackle at the 5, and touchdown for the Bulldogs. Pass was caught at about the 10-yard line, had opportunity to make a tackle and bring up 3rd down, but the would-be tackler slips off of the wide receiver and allows him to get into the end zone there at about the 5-yard line. And the Bulldogs are going to take a 16-7 lead pending the extra point. In for the extra point try will be Caden Davis. Snap is back, the hold is down, and the kick is through the uprights, and the Bulldogs lead 17-7. Back in 30 seconds, you're listening to EMCC football on the EMCC Football Network. Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College, where the Bulldogs have taken a 17-7 lead as they took the opening drive from the kickoff to start the second half, Jonathan, as they started it, I think, went about 90 yards. The Bulldogs will kick it off, high end over end kick, fielded at the 10-yard line by the Lion returner. It's hard to tell those numbers, but I'll try. I think that's going to be Shavaki Harrington on the return, as he will get across the 25 down to the 27, and the Lions, they're going to have to respond right here offensively.
Yeah, the officials are coming over to the near side to talk to a couple of the Gulf Coast players. As they go off the field, there must have been some roughness going on, something that he thought he could stop with just a chat. So 1st down and 10 for EMCC.
Neville comes back out, takes a shotgun snap, going to hand it off to Keon Moore. He's going to go across the 30, 35, down. Actually, that's Perryman. Perryman is going to be the runner, and he gets it across to about the 39-yard line. So a big gaping run by the Lions. Zias Perryman on the carry.
Perryman's awful good, especially after contact, carrying a tackler beyond the 1st down marker.
3 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. Going to hand it to Perryman again. He's going to get across the 40. Forward progress should get him to the 41. We'll bring up 2nd down for the Lions. Clock will continue to roll, 10:25. Bulldogs lead 17-7. Lions looking to answer that opening drive of the second half of the Bulldogs. 3 wide receivers come to the near side, 1 to the far. Ball on the far hash. Neville in the shotgun, has Moore to his left. Pass intended for number 14. That's Purvis Frazier. It's off the feet of Frazier. He's slow to get up. I think his shoe just came off. He's going to put it back on there at about the 40-yard line.
It's like the ball hit him on the inside of the ankle.
It's 3rd down and 8 for the Lions. Clock is stopped, 10:06. 3 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. The ball is on the far hash, going from left to right. Neville takes a snap, looks immediately to his right, now back towards the middle of the field. He has his man, it's caught at the 43-yard line. I think that's going to be Austin Morphus on the catch.
Big arm that time by the quarterback. He dropped back. He had plenty of time to throw the ball, waited for Morphus to break free, spotted the football right in between two defenders, and a great completion and a first down EMCC.
3 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. Going to hand it off to his running back. He's going to power ahead to the left side, but he's going to get tackled at about the 43-yard line. The success of the previous play, Jonathan, was he didn't lock on one receiver and go straight to him. He looked a man off and went to his second or third in the progression and was able to allow his receivers not to be covered up by the defensive backs by telegraphing where he wanted to go. So that was a great job. 3 wide receivers near side, 1 to the far. Neville drops back, going to keep it himself, spins, moves across the 40 to the 37-yard line. He spins into a hit, and he gets rocked. Big hit by the Bulldog defender, and the Bulldog defender is the one that's slow to get up, surprisingly, as Neville looked like he took the brunt of the blow. I think that's number 30, Donald Hall. He's a defensive lineman, 6'3", 305-pounder out of Olive Branch High School.
Yeah, they're going to work with him and try to get him to his feet. They do that. Now he's going to make his way over to the near side, but he did make a big hit on the quarterback. But Neville with a good spin, 3rd down and about 3. It's very manageable for EMCC.
So 3rd down and 3. Ball is on the 37-yard line, near hash, going from left to right. Bulldogs lead 17-7. But the Lions are looking to bring it back within 3. 3 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. Neville takes a snap, looking to his right. They have a screen pass called, and it was a perfect play, but Neville just didn't put enough air under the ball, and it was tipped.
That and Gulf Coast jumped the snap. EMCC needs to change the snap count because Gulf Coast, the last couple of plays have been coming across just at the first sound. And it is 4th down. EMCC is going to go for it.
So 4th down and 3 for the Lions. Ball on the 37. They're going to stay with that formation. 3 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. Neville in the shotgun. Has Moore to his right. Neville's going to be sacked. You can't take a sack right there on 4th down. You don't give yourself a chance. It's better to even throw it towards the end zone, and if it's intercepted, you can tackle them there inside the 10. That's better than a punt.
Yeah, not a good job by EMCC that time. The front 4 doing a good job for Gulf Coast, putting pressure on the quarterback. The linebackers able to stay home and watch the gaps. So 1st down and 10 for Gulf Coast. They've got it. That's the 3rd turnover by EMCC.
Neville's had a hard time feeling the pressure at times today of the Gulf Coast Bulldogs. And I think the Bulldogs looked like they were ready to call a timeout to avoid an illegal substitution penalty. But it looks like the referees are going to let them have the substitution. 2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. Levertich is in the shotgun, going to bring a man in motion. That's the H-back. Takes a snap, going to throw one towards the middle. Pass is incomplete there at about the 45-yard line, so it'll be 2nd down. Ball is spotted on the 43-yard line. 8:24 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Bulldogs lead 17-7 over EMCC. The winner of this ball game will play next Saturday at Senatobia against Northwest. Northwest defeated Jones earlier in the evening. As Levertich takes a snap, going to look to his right. Now step up in the pocket, delivers the football at the 50-yard line. It's caught and down to the 49 as the Lion defender makes the tackle. I'd be lying to you, Jonathan, if I said what number that is. Those chrome numbers on these white jerseys reflecting the light, I just can't make it out.
3rd down at about 2, though, for Gulf Coast.
So 4 wide receivers, 2 on each side. Going to bring a man in motion across the formation. Hand it off to number 8. That's Wells. He's going to stretch it out to the far sideline.
They're going to stop him short.
Yeah, I think he may even lost a half a yard. It'll bring up 4th down. And Gulf Coast is going to punt the football away. Of course, the Lions will probably be in safe punt mode right here as the ball is at midfield.
One of the most dangerous players on the field now going back to return.
It's going to be Zach Patterson. He's got 1 touchdown on the day on special teams, a punt return. High snap, he gets it off. Fair catch is called at the 10-yard line by Patterson. So the Lions will take over here at 7:09 to go in the third quarter. Bulldogs lead 17-7. Jonathan, what do the Lions need to do offensively to avoid going to sleep again here in the third quarter? I mean,
it's been the first half. They did a pretty good job of developing a little bit of a routine or a little bit of some momentum. And that's something that we haven't seen happen here in the second half for EMCC. They need to drive the ball down the field methodically and see if they can get some points.
3 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. Going to hand it off to Keon Moore, going off the left side. He goes off left tackle. He gets across the 15-yard line. Looks like a gain of about 7, so 2nd down and 3.
He was about a half step from breaking that one.
So 2nd down and 3 for the Lions. 2 wide receivers to the near side, 2 to the far. Ball on the far hash, going from left to right. Going to bring Moore to the left of Neville. Going to hand it to Moore. Moore going to go up about the 19-yard line where he's going to fall. Depending on the spot, they're generous with the spot right there as they're going to move the chains. It'll be 1st down and 10 on the 20-yard line. 2 wide receivers to the near, 2 to the far. Neville in the shotgun, has Moore to his right. Takes a snap as Neville looking down the field, has a man on the crossing route, but we're going to throw it too hard, and he never had an opportunity to catch that football. Falls incomplete. 2nd down and 10.
Almost looked like he was throwing that one away. His receivers were pretty well covered up. He threw it behind the intended receiver, and only thing there was green grass.
6:06 to go here in the third quarter. 2nd down and 10 for the Lions. Neville in the shotgun, balance formation, 2 wide receivers on each side. Check down to Moore. He makes the catch at the 21. And he'll immediately be brought down at the 22. So a gain of 2. It'll be 3rd down, and we'll call it 7. Clock rolling, 5:45. Bulldogs lead 17-7 here in the third quarter.
A couple of times in this situation, he's thrown the ball down the seam. Once down the left seam, once down the right seam.
4 wide receivers, 2 on each side. Looking for Brownlee on the out route. He makes the catch there at the 30-yard line. They're going to say he went out of bounds. I don't think he did. I thought he made the catch and got his feet down. But 4th down and 7. The Lions are going to have to bring Josh Smith out to punt the football away. Brett Burton will snap it for the Lions. Back deep to receive for Gulf Coast will be number 4. I think that's going to be Hester. Smith going to put his foot in it. It's going to spiral and turn over. Pass, football was caught at the 36. Hester dawdling around like a water bug, and he gets to the 40-yard line where he'll be brought down at the 41.
Yeah, he ran a lot to pick up about 5 or 6 yards on that return. 5:12 to go. Third quarter of play, 17-7. Bulldogs leading the EMCC Lions. Both teams needing a win to move on.
Face mask called against the Lions. That's against number 22, Alexis Stallings.
Well, those type of plays hurt you really bad. They went from having the ball back around the 35 all the way now with the ball on the 44-yard line of EMCC.
So 1st down and 10 for the Bulldogs. Ball is on the 44-yard line. Handoff right there. I think that's Bolton. He's going to barrel ahead across the 30 down to the 25. Actually, that's Anderson. Sean Anderson. They threw the wide receiver in there in the backfield, Jonathan.
Yeah, it looks like we've got a timeout on the field.
And timeout was called. We're going to take that timeout with them. Back in 30 seconds. You're listening to EMCC Football on the EMCC Football Network. Back, 5:01 to go here in the third quarter, 17-7. East Mississippi trailing the Mississippi Gulf Coast Bulldogs, and the Bulldogs have the football and are driving. The ball is on the 27-yard line. It's first down and 10, and they're going to hand it off again to the wide receiver who lined up in the backfield, and he's going to barrel ahead for about, we're going to say gets inside the 20 down to the 19, so a gain of 8.
Yeah, bringing up second down and about 2 yards to go with 4:43 to go in the third. Gulf Coast is doing a couple things. They're wearing down that EMCC defensive front, running the ball, and they're using the clock as the clock continues to run.
2 wide receivers, 1 on each side, but they've got 2 H-backs in the backfield at the wing position. Going to bring a man in motion and hand it back off to Anderson. Tries to go off left tackle on a fold play. They fold that left halfback inside on a lead, so it turns it into a lead play, but nothing given there as the Lion defense comes up big, and a Gulf Coast player is down on the field with an injury. It's third down and 2. Ball is on the 19. 4:10 on the clock as it is stopped for the injury. And
yeah, it looks like a lower body injury.
looks like they're going to take just a second or two to work with this player. So let's take a 30-second injury timeout. You're listening to EMCC on the EMCC Football Network. Brandon Tartavu, he is a 6'3", 315-pounder out of Germantown. He's actually from Starkville, it says. They're going to hand it off to Anderson, goes off left tackle, bends it back to the right. He's going to have enough for the first down and then some as he gets inside the 15-yard line down to about the 11 or 12, depending on that spot.
Really good blocking by the offensive line on the right side as he went just around left the right tackle and cut it up and picked up enough for a first down.
First down for the Bulldogs, 3:35 counting on the clock. Ball on that far hash. 3 wide receivers, 2 to the near, 1 to the far. H-back on the left side. Bring a man in motion across the formation. Hand it to Anderson going up the middle. And he's going to spin away from a few of the defenders. And there's a penalty flag. It's going to fly in. That's probably going to go against Gulf Coast as a little extracurricular right there. That's number 72 for the Bulldogs, Quincy McGee, who should get that penalty. It should be a personal foul. 6'4", 360-pounder out of Hattiesburg.
You're not going to miss too much he does out there.
And that's what it was, 72. And there you saw it on the replay on the Jumbotron as they back it up.
A couple of the Lions were taunting him, So they're going to take him out of the ball game, the gentleman that was doing the taunting.
So a 2nd down and 25 showing on the clock. Ball is on the 27. 3:08 counting. Bulldogs lead 17-7. 3 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. Levertich is going to take the snap, looks in the middle of the field. He makes the catch there inside the 5 at the 3. Threw it into triple coverage, but the defensive back just kind of got turned around. Had an opportunity to intercept the football, but kind of lost track of his man.
Not only that, the quarterback was hit as he threw the ball. Made a beautiful throw. Only the wide receiver could catch it. 1st down and goal to go at the 3.
Levertich will be in the shotgun. Has Anderson standing behind him. Going to hand it to him, and he's going to be hit in the backfield, but he falls forward and into the end zone, and the Bulldogs are going to go up 23-7 at the 2:27 mark here in the 3rd quarter, pending the extra point. And it seems to be just too much offensive firepower for the Bulldogs, for the Lions to overcome, and it looks like an injured Lion down on the field.
That was right there at the end of the play where the football was caught. Earlier, and right where the young man ran the ball.
Yeah, I can't tell what kind of injury we're talking about here, but 2:27 to go here in the 3rd quarter. The Bulldogs lead 23-7, pending the extra point. They got an injured Lion down on the field, and we're going to take an injury timeout as they tend to that young man. And back in 30 seconds, you're listening to Lion Football on the EMCC Lion Football Network. Welcome back as they get ready to kick the extra point. The injured Lion, I couldn't tell the number, but he hopped up and ran off the field. So miracle healing here at Bulldog Stadium. The snap is back, the hold is down, and the kick is up, and it's through the uprights. And the Bulldogs lead 24-7 at the 2:27 mark in the 3rd quarter. And Jonathan, we'll just keep it here as the Bulldogs get ready to kick it off. Offensively, the Lions have been unable to answer the Bulldogs as Neville's had a hard time. I don't know if it's reading the defense or if he's losing track of his internal clock as he's holding the football too long and taking the sack at inopportune times. And then, of course, the 2 interceptions, those were just where he locked onto the receiver he wanted to go to and telegraphed it, and Stevie Wonder could see where he was going.
Yeah, and we also had a turnover on downs too. You convert those into points, you've got a different football game right now. So if EMCC hopes to get back into this ball game and make a game of it, right now is the time where they're going to have to do that.
Absolutely. As Gulf Coast is getting ready to kick it off, kicking it off will be number 26, Caden Davis. He's 5'8", 150-pound freshman out of Petal. He'll put a foot in it, and it should come down at about the 15-yard line. Shavaki Harrington's going to be the return man. He's going to run into his own player there at the 25 and then get down to about the 28-yard line. So the Lions are going to take over 1st down and 10 from that area. Let's see where they spot it. I think they're going to spot it at the 29.
Yeah, a lot of frustrations now from the EMCC Lions. So they're going to have to hold their composure. They're going to have to try to move the ball down the field. Just get it into the end zone. An entire 4th quarter still to be played. So still plenty of football.
2 wide receivers to the near side, 2 to the far. Neville will be the quarterback again in the shotgun. I think that's going to be Moore standing to his right. as they look to the sideline. White hat coming to the near sideline, not sure why. White hat's going to come over and discuss something with head football coach Jack Wright.
It looks like the EMCC ball boy will head back across the field, as well as the ball boy for Gulf Coast is coming over to the near side.
I'm not sure the confusion there, but anyway, Lions will start first down and 10 from the 29-yard line. I think it's going to be Jamari Moore is going to be the quarterback. It's going to be number 9, Jamari Jones, rather. Moore was standing to his right. Jones threw it to the near side. I think it fell incomplete.
Yeah, it did. And a good thing that it did, it was well covered.
So Jones takes over for Neville to try to get things going offensively. 4 wide receivers, 2 on each side. Jones will be in the shotgun, has Moore standing, actually that's Perryman standing to his right, and sends Perryman in motion. And now Jones is going to pull it down and gets across midfield, and he goes out of bounds as he's hit.
Jones pulls it down, he'll get a first down for the Lions.
And the Lion offensive lineman lost his helmet as it got slung back to about the 10-yard line. Now you tell me, Jonathan, I'm no rocket scientist. My wife will tell you, the ball was on the 29-yard line with the offensive lineman there, and he picks his helmet up back at the 10. I'm going to say an illegal hands to the face somewhere
you would think
was missed. So the Lions have the football, first down and 10 from the 49. Ball on that far hash, and that's what Jones can get you. He can get you first downs with his feet. 4 wide receivers, 2 on each side. Takes a snap, looking to his right, now back to his left. He heaves one up, coming back, a back shoulder throw, but it falls incomplete. Penalty flag's going to fly in late there. Pass was intended. I think that's Morphus over there, or it may be Frazier.
looked like a back shoulder type throw, but when the receiver turned around, he couldn't go back to get the ball because the defensive back was in the way and did not turn for the football.
So pass interference called, and the Boo Birds come out. 1:33 here in the third quarter. Gulf Coast leads EMCC 24-7 in this MACJC semifinal playoff matchup. But the Lions have the football, and they're inside the 35 at the 34. It's first down and 10. 4 wide receivers, 2 on each side. Jones is the quarterback, has his running back standing to his left. Jones going to throw it on the crossing route. Pass is caught. Looked like number 13, John Terrius Henderson. As we're seeing some receivers that normally we haven't seen much this year. Henderson, freshman out of Laurel, gets his first reception of the day. 3 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. It's second down and 5. Ball on the 29, near hash, going from left to right. Going to hand the football off to Perryman. Perryman's going to get him out to the 29 original line of scrimmage. If he's lucky, looks like the line judge on our side is going to back him up a yard. And it'll be third down and 6. 45 seconds to go in the third quarter. Bulldogs lead 24-7. Looking to the sideline is Jamari Jones. 6'3", 200-pound freshman quarterback from Fannin, Mississippi. Played his high school football at Northwest Rankin. 3 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. Going to throw one up. Pass intended for Jason Brownlee. A little hand checking all the way down the field, and no PI was called. Some reason he lost his jersey almost.
Yeah, there was some holding on Brownlee there as he went down the near sideline.
Go ahead.
Fell incomplete. Should have been a pass interference penalty, but it's 4th down, and EMCC is going to be going for this one.
They had the matchup they wanted. Jason Brownlee versus anybody in the league. You'll take that most days. You just got to deliver a good ball, and that was a good ball thrown by Jones. But I'm going to tell you, Ficklin was the defender. He's 6'2", 200 pounds out of Pelahatchie. He got away with a lot of hand checking there and holding of the jersey. Brings up 4th down, and East Mississippi is going to call a timeout on this 4th and 6. We'll take it with them. There's 16 seconds left on the clock. 24-7 is your score. Bulldog lead. Back in 30 seconds, you're listening to EMCC football on the EMCC Football Network. Back to AL May Memorial Stadium as the EMCC Lions have 4th down and 6 facing them in the face right here, Jonathan. It's a big 4th down play call. Ball is on the 30-yard line. 16 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. Lions trail 24-7. Ball is on the near hash going from left to right. 4 wide receivers line up for the Lions, 2 on each side. Keon Moore stands to the right of Jamari Jones. He raises his leg. They hike the football. He's going to be flushed out of the pocket. No, he's not going to get out of the pocket. He's going to be dropped and sacked immediately there at the 40-yard line as they dial up pressure as they have on every 4th down tonight. And we haven't been able to adjust and hit a hot route on 4th down. And turnover on downs for the 4th time tonight.
Yeah, it's very frustrating. I know it's frustrating for the offense, for EMCC. It's frustrating for everybody else sitting and watching as well. So many opportunities inside Gulf Coast territory tonight, and only 7 points to show.
Gulf Coast now brings the offense back out on the field. 2 wide receivers go to the far side, 1 to the near. Levertich is going to throw one to the near sideline. It's going to fall incomplete as he's hit. It brings up 2nd down and 10. 7 seconds remaining in this 3rd quarter. That seems like it just won't end.
Yeah, good job by EMCC on the near side. Down lineman on this right end position beat the tackle and he hit the quarterback hard as he threw the ball.
Levertich is going to take the snap, hand it off to Anderson. Anderson gets to about the 40-yard line. And that's going to bring an end to the 3rd quarter. 24-7 is your score as we go into the 4th quarter. Mississippi Gulf Coast leading the East Mississippi Lions. We'll be back in 1 minute. You're listening to Lion Football on the EMCC Football Network. Levertich is going to take the snap. He's going to fire one across the middle. The pass is caught by number 11. That's Jamie Sheriff. And he's going to get across midfield down to the 40-yard line. That'll move the chains for the Bulldogs to start the 4th and final quarter as the Bulldogs lead 24-7. And Levertich not wasting any time. 3 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. He's going to take the snap, hand it off to his running back, who goes up the middle, cuts it back to the left, gets across the 35 down to the 31. And I think that's going to be Wells, Omni Wells. He's 5'10", 200-pound sophomore out of Moss Point. We'll bring up 2nd down and 4. for the Bulldogs, and they'll kind of pump the brakes a little bit right here, Jonathan, as they've got the clock rolling and they're well in control, 24-7 here in this fourth and final quarter of play. 3 wide receivers come to the near side, 1 to the far. Ball on that far hash. Levertich in the shotgun. Has a running back standing behind him in the pistol. They're going to hand it to him. That's Wells. He's going to break it. The 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
34 yards right up the middle, basically untouched.
But Houston, we've got a problem. There's a yellow hanky back at the 35. Sorry to cut you off, Jonathan. It's 2nd down and 4. They're going to repeat this down. I think it's a holding penalty, I think right there on number 74. Actually, there's 2 fouls on the play. Offsides on the defense and a chop block against the offense. Penalties offset, and they'll replay 2nd down. So that nullifies the run of Gulf Coast.
The tackle on that left side did a nice job blocking down Glenn. He looked like he took out about 3 EMCC defenders. The center is the only one over the football. Everybody else huddled up.
So repeat 2nd down. It'll be 2nd and 4. Ball is on the 34. Hopefully it'll be a different result this time as 2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. Levertich looks to the sideline to get the play. Has a H-back standing to the right side of the formation. A running back behind him in the pistol. Going to hand it to that running back. I think that's going to be Wells again. He's going to get hit at the 31-yard line, so it'll bring up 3rd down and 1.
When Gulf Coast gets in a rhythm, Glenn, they are just quick to line up and go. They don't waste much time, and EMCC has failed to be able to do that very much, not as much as they would like to here in this football game.
This offense here, Jonathan, they're not extremely explosive. They're just a methodical offense that marches the ball down the field, and there's Wells who gets hit at the line of scrimmage. They may give him forward progress to the 30. If they do, that'll be enough for the 1st down. They're going to kind of...
And that'll be a very generous spot.
That's been the case most of the night. Brings up, they're going to say 3rd down. Actually, it's 4th down.
4th down in inches.
4th and less than 1. And they're not even going to measure, it looks like. 12:35. Play clock is inside of 10 seconds. Home crowd wanting the measurement. And I have a feeling that the Bulldogs are going to line up. They give them a fresh set of...
Yeah, they reset the clock.
Why?
I'm
sure.
not sure.
Anyway, going to hand it off to Wells. He'll have enough for the 1st down as he gets inside the 30 down to the 27 or 28. I don't understand the resetting of the play clock. Clock was rolling inside of 10. Anyway, 24-7 your score. Bulldogs in control. Ball is on the 27-yard line. 2 wide receivers go to the far side, 1 to the near. Ball in between the hashes, pistol formation, and the wide receiver gets a head start because he thinks it's the Canadian Football League. It's not. So penalty flag's going to go against Gulf Coast. That'll back them up 5 yards and stops the clock. 11:41. They'll repeat the 1st down.
One of the few mistakes by Gulf Coast here today. It's been a relatively clean played ball game by the Bulldogs. And especially here late in the game when they're taking control.
2 wide receivers go to that far side, 1 to the near. H-back to the far side of the formation. Levertich in the shotgun has running back. That's going to be Bolton, who takes the handoff, goes off right side on the stretch play, cuts it back, and gets back to the 30-yard line. So 2nd down, and we'll call it 12. Clock's going to continue to roll. 11:02 counting on the clock. Two wide receivers to the near side, one to the far. H-back to the near side. Pistol formation, Bolton stands behind Levertich in the shotgun. Ball on the near hash, going from left to right. He's going to take the snap, fake the handoff, and throw one back shoulder throw. Pass is caught there at the 14-yard line, and that's enough for the first down. Marquise Bridges on the reception. He's 6'1", 194 pounds. He's out of Petal High School by way of Brookhaven. I don't know how that works out for him. That's a heck of a commute. Two wide receivers go to that far side, one to the near. Ball on the near hash. Levertich in the shotgun, going to take the snap, roll to his right a little bit, throws one towards the end zone. Intended receiver was number 4, that's Hester, and it falls incomplete. It'll bring up second down and 10. Ball on the 14. 10:03 to go here in the fourth and final quarter. 24-7, Lions trail the Bulldogs.
He tried to thread that between 4 defensive backs, Glenn. He's got a pretty good arm, but I don't know anybody that's got that good of arm.
Two wide receivers to the far side, one to the near. Going to swing it out wide to Bolton. Bolton makes the catch on the right side. He gets across the 15. They're going to spot him out of bounds at about the 13. So a gain of 1. They're going to say the clock continues to run. 9:50. Bulldogs driving in the red zone. Ball on the near hash, going from left to right. Wide receiver to the near. 3 wide receivers to the far. Bolton stands to the left of Levertich. Takes a snap, looks to his right, going to throw one. And the pass is going to be, I can't tell if he caught it, but penalty flag is down at about the 4-yard line. Did he make the catch?
I don't think so. I think the defender got a hand in there and knocked it loose.
He did. They're spotting it at the 4-yard line, as if he caught it.
That penalty flag came in there right on the back of the defender.
Jack Wright is down at about the 15-yard line to try to get an explanation, and they're going to say he made the catch.
Pass interference. Defense.
So it'll be decline.
Okay, you're right, made the catch. That was a great catch.
Really was. So the Bulldogs will have the football, first down and goal from the 4.
First and goal now from the 4-yard line.
9:18 counting on the clock. It's fourth quarter. 2 wide receivers go to the far side, one to the near. Levertich is going to take the snap, hand it off to Bolton. He's going to be hit in the backfield. He falls back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be second down and goal from the 4. Gulf Coast has done a good job of protecting the football all night, as they haven't had a turnover. EMCC's had 2, and it's resulted in points, I believe, for the Bulldogs. 2 wide receivers to the far side, one to the near. Levertich fakes the handoff, rolls to his right. He hits his running back in the backfield. He's going to dive for the pylon. He goes out of bounds, takes a camera guy out. And they say he went out of bounds at about the 2.
Some hard hitting going on down there about the goal line. Brings up third down, Glenn.
So third down, and I don't know if it's a camera guy or just an innocent bystander. If they pick him up, looks like he's limping just a little bit. And there's a handoff to Bolton. He's going to dive into the end zone to add another 6 points and go up 30-7. 7:57 to go here in the fourth quarter, pending the extra point. That's Austin Bolton on the 2-yard touchdown plunge. EMCC Lions defense have been on the field a good part of the second half, and there's the kick, and it is through the uprights. The Bulldogs take a 31-7 lead back in 30 seconds with a kickoff. You're listening to EMCC Football on the EMCC Football Network. And Jonathan, the innocent bystander, is on the walking track, but he is walking very gingerly on that right ankle.
There was another guy that was standing behind him with a walker there, and they were talking. I'm not sure if he tried to borrow the walker or not, but he is definitely limping up the sidelines. You know, sometimes you're just in the wrong spot.
That's right. High kickoff fielded by Zias Perryman at the 23-yard line. He gets it forward progress to about the 29. And the Lions are going to take over right there. I think, yeah, the guy, like another guy on the sideline, as you said, handed him a Richard Schwartz card.
Yeah, one call. That high kick that they just had there, they came down to Perryman. The one thing that we've noticed all year long about Perryman is not one person is going to bring him down. It's going to take 4 or 5 guys, and I think they had 6 or 7 and still couldn't bring him down.
4 wide receivers line up for the Lions, 2 on each side. Jones takes a snap, is going to roll to his right. He's going to go across the 30-yard line, still on his feet to 35, trying to get out of bounds, but he's going to be undercut there at the 40-yard line, just shy of the 40. They'll spot him at the 39. That's enough for the first down, so a gain of 10 by Jones moves the chain. 7:30 counting on the clock. 3 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. 31-7 is your score. Jones is going to hand the football off, and that's going to be Keon Moore on the carry. As he tries to go off left tackle, he's going to actually lose a yard. They'll spot him back at the 38.
Keon Moore, the more patient of the running backs for EMCC. Looking for a hole to open up. None did, and EMCC will substitute a lineman.
Like number 77 for the Lions going off the field. That's Nick Jones. He's 6'3", 275 out of Byhalia High School. Could you tell what number came in?
I could not.
These chrome numbers are tough for us on these night games. 4 wide receivers, 2 on each side. Jones is going to heave one down the field. Pass is going to go out of the intended hands of the wide receiver, and it falls incomplete.
Really good job by the defensive back making a play on the ball, but he's going to be hurt. He was stretched out there at the end of that play. Not sure if he may have landed on the foot of the intended receiver.
That's number 6, Daiwan Black. He's a freshman. He's 6'4", 215 pounds from Forest High School. And he is down on the field. 6:41 to go here in the 4th and final quarter. 31-7 is your score. Lions trail Mississippi Gulf Coast Bulldogs. And let's pause for a station identification. Back here at Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College, the Lions trail 31-7, Jonathan, and it's been a night in which offensively the Lions just haven't been able to find a rhythm and keep things going, as they've had 2 turnovers from interceptions, and they've had, I think, 4 turnovers on downs. So it's been a tough night offensively for the Lions.
It has been, and if you take those 2 turnovers in the first half that happened deep inside Bulldog territory and you get points out of those. Also, we had a missed field goal where the ball was
just a mishandled snap, yeah.
And so, I mean, you possibly are looking at 17 points there. Then you've got a whole new ball game here. So things just haven't gone right for EMCC tonight. And you have those games, and it's character that overcomes that. This team is full of character, and they've got a lot of young players that will be suiting up for the Lions again next year, and they're going to make another run.
Yeah, that's what we've seen over the years. They don't, those that leave, they just reload, don't they? They just restock the cabinet, if you will.
Yeah, when you can pocket all those national championship rings that this team has won over the years, it's easy to recruit. Because as a young man, you want to be a part of a championship team, and you want to have an opportunity to move on and play major college ball somewhere. And EMCC has sent players on to play major college ball. They've had players come from all over the place. You know, our quarterback this year is all the way. You can't get much further than Beaverton, Oregon. He came a long way to play for this football team.
He did that, and you can bet that the Lions coaches will be on the road recruiting first thing Monday morning, or probably tomorrow on the phone, actually, if I was guessing, and maybe on the road hitting some of those far outreaches as the state has been opened up, I think, now that November has gotten here. And the MHSAA starts their playoffs for, I think, class, 2 through 4A?
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of coaches at a lot of these ball games coming up.
Absolutely. So number 6 is getting off the field. That's Daiwan Black. He's being helped off the field, walking a little gingerly.
Looks a little wobbly.
Yeah, I don't know what the injury might be. Right leg, something going on there. But anyway, it's 3rd down and 11 for the Bulldogs. 6:41 to go here in the 4th quarter. Actually, it's 3rd down 11 for the Lions. They have the football. Brings a man in motion. 3 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. Jamari Jones completes the screen pass. It gets across the 50-yard line down to the 45. Pass was caught by number 7, Patterson. And he was just upended there at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, he was hit hard. Actually, he hit the defender hard. It upended Patterson, and he's going to go off the field across the way. But big first down for EMCC. 6:20 to go in the game.
4 wide receivers, 2 on each side. Jones in the shotgun. Sends his running back out in motion. That's going to be Keon Moore. Throws the out route out wide. Penalty flags fly in at midfield. Pass caught over there. I think that's going to be Frazier on the catch. Penalty flag usually in the area of roughing the passer, and that's exactly what it was as Jones was hit. So that'll give him 15 yards and a first down.
You know, when you throw the ball from the near hash mark all the way to that far sideline, that's a long throw.
That's right. That is a very long throw, and you have to have an extremely strong arm and timing there. They're going to spot the football down at the 32-yard line. 5:55 counting on the clock. 2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. Actually, 2 to the far, and the ball is on the far hash. Jones is going to throw one. That far sideline goes out of the reach of Brownlee, and it falls incomplete. 5:45 will stop the clock with the Bulldogs leading 31-7. We'll bring up 2nd down and 10.
Gulf Coast has done a great job substituting those the defensive front, keeping those guys as fresh as possible, so those 4 initial rush guys will have plenty of strength and power to do what they need to do and put pressure on the quarterback.
4 wide receivers, 2 on each side. They try to throw the crossing route to Jason Brownlee, who was pretty open, just missed his mark was Jones, and it brings up 3rd down and 10. Clock stops again. So 3rd down and 10, ball on the 32, 5:41 left to go in the ball game. 31-7 is your score. Lions trail, 4 wide receivers, 2 on each side. Jones going to take the snap, throws one up towards the end zone on the right side, but it falls incomplete, just out of the reach of the intended receiver. 5:34 will stop on the clock, and it'll bring up 4th down and 10 for the Lions. Obviously 4 down territory with the score being 31-7. Lions trail. And the Lions, I think it's going to be about the 5th 4th down attempt of the night. They're 0 for 4 on 4th down tonight, if I'm remembering correctly. 4 wide receivers. Jones takes a snap, going to throw a deep out route, caught at the 20-yard line. That pass was caught by number 12, Jaqueline Smith. He makes the catch and gets the 1st down, so they convert on 4th down for the first time in the evening.
Yeah, that was a nice throw. The quarterback dropped back. He was under some pressure, looked to the near side, saw Smith, fired it. Smith made a good decision in positioning himself between the ball and the defender, made the catch for the 1st down. Under 5 minutes to go in the game.
Jones going to take the snap, looks back to the left, pocket collapses, and he's going to be hit and dropped back at the 22-yard line.
Right under that right shoulder, and then they drove him down onto the left shoulder. He's okay, though.
So 2nd down and 14, 4:39 and counting on the clock. Lions look to the sideline to get the call. 4 wide receivers, 2 on each side, balanced formation. Ball in between the hashes. Jones will take the snap, look to his left, sets up the screen. It's caught by, I think that's Moore, and he's going to get down to about the 15, so gain of about 6 or 7. That's Keon Moore on the reception.
Trying to make it manageable, Glenn, as it's 3rd down and about 7 now. That kind of opens up the playbook with a 3rd down and about medium.
4 wide receivers, 2 on each side. They look to the near sideline, actually to the far sideline where the Lions offense is there. They're going to throw one towards the end zone. A lot of hand checking down there as it falls incomplete. That pass was intended for Jason Brownlee, I believe.
Yeah, back shoulder throw too. Brownlee was not able to quite turn around enough to cradle that football in his left arm, and the defender got enough of it to knock it free.
So 4th down and 7. Ball on the 15-yard line, 4 down territory.
Got single coverage on the near side.
Lions are 1 for 4 on the night, I believe, on 4th down conversions. Pass is caught. I couldn't tell as the
it's
Lions.
Short of the 1st down line, so it'll be a turnover on downs.
So 1 for 5 on 4th down on the evening. So 3:36 remains in this ball game. The Bulldogs are going to take over on downs. It's 1st down and 10 from the 12. Ball will be on that far hash going from left to right. Now I would imagine it'll be a heavy dose of running for the Bulldogs as Levertich will hand the football off to Anderson, who powers up the middle. He'll pick up about 3 yards, and that'll get the clock rolling.
It's been a long time since EMCC's been held to 7 points.
3-yard gain, 2nd and 7.
Actually, that was number 8, Omni Wells.
Lions with 1 timeout remaining.
And they'll kind of keep that in their pocket right now as it's 2nd down and 7. Ball on the 15. 10 seconds left on the play clock. Levertich in the shotgun. Wells stands behind him in the pistol, going to hand it to him. He's going to dance around, go off left tackle, gets to about the 20, and that'll bring up 3rd down. So 3rd and 2, 2:35. Not wasting not getting in any kind of hurry is the Bulldogs offense. Well in control. 31-7 is your score. Now the Bulldogs will get set as the play clock gets inside of 10 seconds. Levertich in the shotgun will take the snap, hand it to Wells, going up the middle. He's going to be hit. He's going to be shy of the 1st down. It'll bring up 4th and 1. And the Bulldogs are going to punt the football back to the Lions in about 28 seconds. 1:45 counting on the clock. The Bulldogs will go on the road next week as they will travel to Northwest Community College to play for the state championship. And Mississippi Gulf Coast still has an opportunity to play for the national championship in Pittsburgh, Kansas in late November. And represent MACJC.
So a timeout.
Timeout is called. Let's take it with them. Back in 1 minute. You're listening to EMCC Football on the EMCC Football Network. Are we doing a post game at all? Gulf Coast is going to punt it. He puts a high spiral into the air, and Patterson is going to field it at the 40-yard line, but he drops it, and Gulf Coast is going to recover. So Gulf Coast recovers the fumbled punt there at the 39-yard line, and their offense will come out on the field and get in the victory formation.
Just a couple of snaps, and this one will be in the books.
They will get into the victory formation, snap it back to Levertich. He will take the knee, get the clock going. Clock is going to roll inside of 50 seconds. They'll have to snap it just one more time. And Jonathan, your Lions went on the road and faced an uphill battle as they took on the #1 team in the country, and it was a hard-fought game there early. The Lions just couldn't overcome things offensively, turnovers that led to points, and there was a 3rd turnover for the Lions on the night and couldn't get off the field in 4th down.
Yeah, and that's the way it's been all night. Just some mistakes early on in the ball game, and they were not able to recover from them. And good job by Gulf Coast putting together a great game plan tonight. They were very efficient on offense. The quarterback did a good job throwing the ball when he needed to do that. And congratulations to them as they'll go on for a chance to play for or win a state title and a chance to play for a national title as well.
And it'll be a good one as Jack Wright will go to Northwest and face his old team, team in which he won a national title with a couple of years ago. And then he'll have an opportunity, if they win that football game, to represent the MACJC in a national championship game. For the third year in a row, the MACJC could be represented on the national stage. But anyway, that's going to do it for Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College. Your Lions fall 31-7. I'm Glenn Beard for Jonathan Holmes and Lisa Henning back at the station saying so long, good night, and God bless.